the conclave for the Pope was more rigged than the 2020 election. Now, why do I say, let me back it up with some facts. On Piers Morgan's show, 10 days before the conclave started, I called. I said, Prevost is the dark horse. He wasn't in any betting pool. If you look at Italian TV, nowhere. The reason is not only is he's only been a cardinal less than 2 years, he was the perfect acolyte for Bergoglio to continue his thing. The front page of the New York Times says that today, if you read the whole huge front page story. More importantly, because of our efforts and because the traditional church in America is on fire with vocations and young people and vibrancy and urgency, that we help cut off the money going to the Vatican. And so the Vatican, the Wall Street Journal had a huge article this week that showed the Vatican has tons of assets, but they're illiquid. They need the American cash. They would never put a traditional American in that role because they think the American church has too much power. Prevost, what is going to be the contact for the big American donors?
So I know, I mean, there was a joke at the time, a couple of days ago, when he got made Pope, that Mayor Daley had rigged another election, Chicago Cardinal. But, I mean,
his brother did say to
You're not underestimating the reaction against Trump here and the influence of Pope Francis on having appointed 2/3, 3/4 of the cardinals, whatever.
That's true, but he was. It is, and he worked in the dicastery for the archbishops. However, he was virtually totally unknown. The American cardinals came out today and said, you know, he's the least American of the cardinals, and we don't really know him. This was a true dark horse, and it only took 3 ballots, folks. It took 1 day. They had 1 vote. Late in the afternoon, next day came back. It is impossible. And the Daily Mail reports he talked to his brother the 2 days before the conclave, and they were talking about picking Leo. He wanted to pick Leo, but he thought it might be the 13th, and then they figured out it was the 14th. How would you talk to your brother about that? This was totally rigged by the Curia to be both anti-Trump and to drive. We're going to have a schism in the church because the traditional Catholics are not going to go along with the continuation of Bergoglio.
Okay. So let's park the Pope for a moment. I want to get. No, I asked you about the Pope, just to be clear.
I told you not to go